So by now, we all know that there's two divisions of Sony. One, the money-hungry version, which was like, listen, we need to save the Spider-Man brand. Let's go work with Marvel and make some money from the fans that want to see the Spider-Man that we are going to give them part of the MCU. And then there's the money-hungrier version, which consists of Avi Arad pointing at everything, going, you can use more Venom in that. And they're like, that's 23 Jump Street. Why does that need Venom? He's like, what? Venom? Symbiote? Add that shit in, sprinkle that in, and we're making gold, guys. So you can clearly tell which division of Sony is the one that's smarter. But of course, the 23 Jump Street thing was a joke to a degree. I kid you not. I've heard some stories of ideas for how they wanted to proceed without Sony's involvement with Marvel and Disney, and it is a nightmare. You thought Men in Black and 23 Jump Street was stupid crossover ideas? Yeah, Venom's been considered for much worse. Trust me, we're safer off getting a solo Venom movie than some of the stuff they were considering. But anyways, one of the people involved with everything going on at Sony is Amy Pascal. Now, she chooses to word stuff weirdly and then goes back on those and then adds a few more elements to like have to dig between and try to figure out what she's saying. Has anybody checked what the hell is in Sony's water at this point? Has anybody done that? Right, so anyway, she says when asked to how this Spider-Man series is going to be handled and different from the other ones, she says, we've recycled a lot. In regards to the Sam Raimi and Mark Webb Spider-Man film, which literally just copied Sam Raimi, except it did a worse job. So there wasn't much to see there. And then she adds this. I think there are certain characters I don't think there's anything more to say about them right this minute. I mean, I don't know how many more times we can do the Green Goblin. I've certainly tried to do it 50. Now obviously there she's taking a jab at Sony and everything that they were doing, but you gotta consider what they're saying. They did the Green Goblin twice in less than 15 years. That is kind of tiring, and they want to touch upon a lot of the same elements and the same thing revolving around and round and kind of nauseum when it came to the Amazing Spider-Man, considering we've seen some of those elements. And what essentially they're saying is, do you really need to see the Green Goblin again? Because even if he looks more comic accurate, sure, that's great, but think about what you're doing. It's going to be the same story we've seen before, and what they're doing with this Spider-Man is trying to tell us new stories that we haven't seen, such as the Vulture, such as going forward and him actually being a member of the Avengers down the road and things like that. There's a lot of stories to tell with him that they couldn't tell before, so why don't we tell you those stories instead of focusing on stories that you've gotten before? And it doesn't matter at this point if we don't get the Green Goblin. We know who the Green Goblin is. I'd rather get Mysterio, honestly, than another Green Goblin. But that's just me, and Mysterio's my favorite Spider-Man villain, so that's biased. But you get what I'm saying. So you guys let me know your thoughts on what she had to say.